Good evening, and welcome to the Darkening of Mirkwood. This
Hello to
is,
all our fans
yes,
Hi,
our
friends.
our many fans, which will be
around the world.
not even you guys, because I don't think y'all watch the recordings. Um,
I watch the recordings sometimes.
yeah,
It's
session
we have
72.
like six people plus that one guy in Poland. There's always a guy in Poland.
Session 72, Reclaiming the Lamp, Part 3. When last we left our heroes, after rescuing the wayward elf Duvaniel from the clutches of the giant hill troll, the party managed to ambush the forces of Maghaz, the orc captain, transporting the Lamp of Balthi and 20 prisoners from Fenbridge Castle to Dol Guldur. The ambush quickly went awry, as all but 5 of the prisoners were slaughtered by their orc captors, and much of the party was wounded and laid low by the might of the enemy. But the battle was not without its moments of valor. Rani, the young Beorning of the green fields and vales of the Anduin, slew Maghaz the orc captain with her own hand. Aided by a burning arrow from Duvaniel's bow, Amaswinta of the Black Tarn felled a great hill troll. At the last, only Keloth and Illyri remained standing, Keloth fighting with his flashing elven blade, Illyri with her long and deadly spear. Together they slew the remaining orc guards as horns sounded in the distance, the rangers of Maglor distracting the forces of Fenbridge Castle with an assault. As the sun waned somewhere high above the trees, Maglor himself stepped from the woods. Narvi was unconscious, Keloth and Illyri wounded but standing, while Duvaniel and Rani, also wounded, Warsong and Amaswinta, also wounded, lay fallen on the field.
Was Warsong wounded? I thought he was.
No, I believe that Warsong and Narvi are the only members of the party not wounded.
Okay, cool.
Does Narvi actually have 0 hit points?
He does.
Cool.
But he fought valiantly.
Yeah, for like 3 rounds.
He was pretty awesome.
For 3 rounds.
Okay.
As Radagast steps from the shadows to render aid to the wounded, there is no time to lose. It will be dark in a few hours, and either refuge must be sought at once, or else the heroes must flee with the lamp. But the lamp still lies sealed in a stone casket. And that is where we pick up tonight, in the Darkening of Mirkwood.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, so what are y'all doing?
We'll go get the lamp.
Yeah.
But could someone wake me up first?
Yeah, you're unconscious.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm the one active player right now. Okay, so Illyri is going to put her shirt back on. And
She's gonna what?
put her shirt back on.
Oh, yes. That also happened. Somehow I managed to forget about that.
And walk over to Warsong and try to revive her.
Warsong is not wounded, so
Oh,
it's
am
not
I-
a,
Wake her up, but she's out.
yeah, it's not
right?
difficult. Yeah, it's not difficult to wake her up. Warsong,
Okay.
you can catch your breath and recover your basic heart score plus. It's just your basic heart worth of endurance.
And then she's gonna continue on to Rainy, who looks the worst.
Rainy does indeed look the worst. Radagast and Maglor also step forward. Keloth reaches down and pulls the orc arrow out of his side. Kind of clamps a hand over the wound. Radagast begins seeing to, I guess in order here, Duvaniel's wounds and Maglor will see to Amaswinta's.
Okay.
Amanda, give me a healing roll.
Can
What
I
is
use my
Amanda?
my healing is hold on. Healing is 2. I have
Okay.
both Leechcraft and Herblore.
Warsong has a 3 in healing, and she has, yeah, she's gone to Rainy also. Can the fact that both of us are working on it give a bonus to the roll?
If you would like to spend a point of hope. Randy's injuries are such, Amanda, that just a simple success, like just claiming the trait, will not cut it. She took 2 wounds, so she is dying. So she needs to be successfully treated within the next 6 hours, or she dies, and you only get 1 shot at it.
One
Um,
shot each or 1 shot total?
1 shot total.
so does the person who is not doing the roll have to spend the point of hope, or
Yes.
can?
Yeah, the person who's aiding can spend a point of hope to aid and add a success die.
I have no hope to spend, so you want to aid.
No, well, it doesn't
make
matter.
sense, yeah.
I already have 3. Aiding you would be the same as doing it myself.
Right. So somebody else wants to aid other than me.
Do we only get to aid because of Leechcraft?
Yeah, I would say if you've got an applicable trait or some other reason that you can reasonably aid, that I will let you do it.
Hey, we have a pouch of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Who has the pouch?
Me or Rainy?
I believe Rainey has the pouch of herbs, but
So rifle through things.
Okay.
do you remember what herbs were in there?
Yeah, I think I have it written down somewhere.
There was.
Is it on her sheet?
I will take a look. I kind of doubt it, but I will take a look.
It has been a couple of adventuring seasons since that pouch was tapped into, so
It's true, and they only. Well, I guess the whole point of the pouch is that they stay good for longer.
yeah, longer. Maybe not like multiple years.
She does not have it on here, but I. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so she does not have the pouch.
Well, Warsong will attempt to heal her.
Give me a healing roll.
Tien.
14.
I don't want to roll.
Yes! Oh my goodness.
All right. Leaning over Rani Warsong, you find that she has a couple of pretty deep gashes. But as you search the wounds, you find that they seem to at least not be poisoned. So you kind of gently bathe them in water from your canteen, and as best you can, you kind of bandage her up. And after several minutes, color begins to return to Rani's face as she wakes up. In the meantime, Duvaniel, you awaken to find Radagast the Brown leaning over you with some crushed herbs in his hands that he's just kind of holding in front of your face, and his eyes closed, his lips moving in a soundless incantation. Ah, there you are, my dear. I was worried about you there for a moment.
I'm alive, somewhat surprisingly.
Yes, well, I wish I could say the same for everyone. And he kind of moves off from you to take a look at Narvi. Narvi,
Who else is out right now?
Narvi is out.
Amaswinta and Narvi are both unconscious, I believe, and Keloth is bleeding profusely.
Warsong will help Amaswinta.
Okay.
Illyri's gonna walk over to Keloth and wordlessly, sort of like very out of it, start.
Okay.
Oh, has anybody doing anything with Narvi?
Well, there's
Radagast is going over to
Radagast.
Narvi.
Okay, that's right. Okay, Amaswinta.
All right, give me your roll.
Does Leechcraft work with her?
Sure.
Okay. She's using her Leechcraft and
Okay.
bandaging.
Narvi, you feel a
Go to
heavy prodding in your ribcage as a wizard's staff gives you a sound whack in the side.
Oh, Radagast.
Time to wake up, friend dwarf. We haven't got all day. Now then.
The troll.
which one?
Yes, I believe that they've handled that. We have
This is
other problems to deal with.
Yes, of course. How much hit points does he get? Basic card?
Basic heart. And that's just for people who are not wounded, which I believe Illyri is actually wounded.
Mm-hmm.
So Radagast comes over and begins to tend to your wound as well. So all of this probably takes about 10 minutes, just bandaging up the wounded. Focus right now on more or less just stopping the bleeding, so that we're able to, so that you're able to move.
And you caught that she bandaged up,
Right.
fell off
Got it.
using leechcraft.
Yep. All right. So what do y'all want to do?
Look at the. Can we carry the stone thing? Is it too heavy for us? What was carrying it? Was the troll carrying it?
The troll was carrying it.
Oh, dang it! All right.
It's a large stone cask. It will require 2 people to carry, and it has an encumbrance of 30.
Can we open it?
You can certainly try.
What does it take to open it?
Who all is examining the cask?
I will examine it.
All right.
I think Tivania will pull herself together and stumble over and look at it as well, since it's probably the target of their.
Yeah, the cask
I do have
is
Nickcraft.
the cask. When you take a look at it, is it's a heavy stone casket that is clasped with a large black iron padlock. Narvi, you think with a bit of jiggery pokery, you could probably get it open. If you want to give me a craft roll.
Do we want it open?
I don't know.
Open the thing that draws all the bad guys to it.
It's also super
So-
heavy.
So we think
Yeah.
the lamp's in here. But
And-
if we don't open it, we don't know.
All right.
Wiggly wiggly. Oh no.
You break a nail.
Do you want to spend a point of hope?
Just let somebody else try. I'd say.
No. I don't have a lot of hope to spare.
You guys are pushing close on that hunt threshold.
Because that's what we need.
Seriously.
Well, and we have a bit of madness coming, don't we?
Yes, well,
Does someone else want to try?
sure. We're using a craft roll? What's our
Craft
target?
roll.
What's our target?
14.
Well, I'm going to Gandalf this.
Well, then
Rolling for fruit.
I can try. I have 2 in craft, at least.
You're better off than I am, at least.
Yeah, maybe you
Okay.
try first.
We're
Uh,
mostly just kind of staying by Rainy and but with Rainy.
Okay.
And
So it,
on Rainy's other side, also watching Rainy.
Okay.
Illyri slumps over there and kind of falls heavily onto the ground in front of it, and like using a knife tries to.
Okay.
Ooh, by 1.
Oh.
No hope.
No hope.
Can I spend a point of hope
Well-
to help her?
Sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
All right, so the 2 of you working together managed to break the lock open with a snap. And as you pull it back and you open it, you see that the chest is empty.
No.
Just kidding. There,
You're the worst.
yeah. That was actually a possibility on the table, depending on how you guys did things.
The
So,
other, it was the other orc.
so
Kara,
this is not the worst timeline. Anyway, so you find inside, wrapped in really kind of filthy, moldy leather rags, the lamp of Balfi.
Okay, we're gonna keep it wrapped in the leather rags.
Yeah, no, agreed.
And
We sort of get a
stone.
So Illyri grabs it and kind of like huddles over it.
So just to be clear, are we going to keep it just in the rags, or are we also going to keep it in the giant stone casket?
I don't think we.
There's no point. We broke the lock and
You
everything.
you cannot carry the casket if you were already weary.
I was gonna say. I think.
I mean, I'm definitely weird.
That was as Illyri sort of grabs the lamp,
Make sure, Jonathan and Amanda, that you mark yourselves as being weary.
Okay.
Because for some reason you're
what is
Yeah,
how
showing
much
as
health
weary.
did I get restored, by the way, by
Your heart score?
Zilch.
Oh, I have
No,
scores.
no,
Oh,
not your.
zilch, right? Yeah. 'Cause
Your
you're
heart score
wounded.
is only for unwounded.
So
So is there
nothing. I'm
any-
just 0.
So you're at 1.
Cool. So I'm like barely alive over here.
Is there anything we need to do before hightailing it back with this lamp as fast as possible?
That is an excellent question. And Radagast, at this point, you see he's been tending to the prisoners who are standing there still amid the
Decapitated others.
amid the 15 other decapitated prisoners whom you guys failed to save. And you see, looking at them, they are there are 4 of them, all men. And they're all Northmen. You're not exactly sure of the tribe or the affiliation, but they're all just like emaciated, pale. One of them is kind of doubled over, seemingly with age. Another is strangely familiar, but you can't quite place it. But a large man. One man is missing one hand. They're all dressed in rags, and you can see all over their body scars from cuts, but mostly from burns. Like many of them appear to have brands, like marks from brands burned into their bodies, of which you can only assume is foul profanity, but you can't read it, which is maybe a good thing.
A good thing.
Can I,
And they're just all very clearly have been the victims of the sport of the orcs.
Can I examine a little more closely the corpse that looks strangely familiar?
He's not a corpse; he's standing.
Oh, I thought you said he was the
No, it's one of the 4 survivors.
Oh,
I thought there were 5.
There are 5 survivors. One of the 5 survivors.
does it look like they're fit to travel, or is it like they're obviously not going?
I mean, they're in
Well, we can't leave them.
yeah, they're in bad shape for sure. As far as fitness to travel goes, you really don't know. But one of them, what's up, Sophie?
do they have anything personal on them, or like
Not other than the shackles,
want
which
to search the bodies for anything identifying that
Sure.
can be taken back, like a necklace or something
Okay.
like
yeah. Go ahead and give me a search roll.
And
Narvi.
I'm gonna look for the keys for the shackles.
Okay.
While you look for that, Duvanio sort of, I'll hold the lamp for you there, Illyri.
She doesn't even reply. She just kind of glares and holds it closer as she goes to look for the keys.
And
You guys are
Duvanio
1
takes a step
away from the
forward
hunt.
and places a hand on the lamp and says, I think you'd best leave it with me.
Narvi
Did,
looks at Devania and kind of grips his mattock in his 2 hands. Leave her be.
I'm not threatening Illyri. Unless I need to.
I
But
mean,
I
okay,
think
I'm
that
playing
perhaps-
this the way I'm playing this. Okay, so Illyri grabs her hand and you feel her nails digging into her wrist.
You don't even understand it. You're half an orc already.
You hear Radagast clear his throat. I believe the orcs have done enough work here today, don't you? We need to get these people to safety. Narvi, looking at the man, you realize past his hollow eyes and thin, bony, emaciated face, Athalir, the former bodyguard of the Prince of Rune, who you once met outside the Magic Sword in Lake Town.
Afterward. Um, so sorry, I'm out of character. I'm trying to remember. He was outside the magic. Was he? He was one of the people that we saw after we followed those other guys to stop them, right?
Right, he was the bodyguard of the prince
Of the prince, yeah.
when they were ambushed.
No,
I don't know.
afterward. How did you come to be here?
Did you wash your hands?
Is the prince? You're right.
Athalir kind of stares at you blankly for a long moment. Do I know you?
We met briefly years back outside the magic sword. I am Nardi, the road warden.
I have some memory of that. Not my memory, but another man's. A long time ago. The prince, he went to stay with King Bard. I went to find my people again. Mogdred's men, they came. The elf helped fight them off. A week later, we rode in a raid against the orcs. They fled before us. We pursued. But it was a trap. It was an ambush. All of my men slain, the village burned, but they said that he had something special for me. Who are you?
Let's get you to safety.
All right. So what are we doing? It's not very hard to.
Rolls and get some eyes.
It's not very hard to free them once you, because they were all like the chain was basically looped through the lock on the chest. So once you got that open, it was pretty easy to unshackle them.
So we'll unshackle them and then put that.
I know the cave. It's, well, it goes underneath. That's where Sigrun led me there. It might be hard to get in. I had to swim out. She kind of looks around and everybody looks weary and wounded. But it's hidden. Not safe, but nowhere safe.
Well, that's the question then, says Maglor. Do you risk hiding so close to Finbridge Castle, or should we try to put a bit of a few leagues between us and it, if we can?
Well, the tunnel goes on underneath.
In which direction?
Well, I entered it not far from where Duvaniel and I attacked the cave troll.
My guess would be that that was a lower level of the fen bridge. It's been built and rebuilt several times every time it sinks into the marsh. So there might be a subterranean level to it that is not fully sunk into the mire yet. In which
It is-
case, it leads directly towards Fenbridge.
Oh,
I say we go back the way we know, and we get with as much speed as we can possibly muster, given our strength.
My men will not be able to keep up the pretense of an assault for long. I would expect before nightfall these woods would be full of orcs.
I think
The
that
haste is even more important.
I don't know that with so many wounded we can travel with the speed you might imagine, Narve. I think if there is a refuge to be found, I think near here, I think we should take him up on it. When you were down there, Warsong, was there any sign of orcs?
there were no orcs. There was a stench of death. There that this place was didn't make sense. I had to wade through deep water. There were leeches. There were no orcs though. There was a nest of a great beast that I was able to sneak around. I don't know what sort of animal it was, but that was where the stench of death was the greatest.
Fear that hiding in a cavern that leads towards Finbridge will not wind up well. I'm sure
The
they have
cavern goes
ways
both
they can-
directions. Narve, you should know this. You're a dwarf. She entered it farther up the road and arrived here.
I feel that we should go the way that we know, because we do not know where this cavern leads. It may be a dead end. Either way, they will be tracking us very soon. So
Do
And
we
so,
map where we were? Can we look at it on the map?
I don't have a map for you. If what Maglor said is true, then the cavern you were in, remember it ran sort of generally north south and it was always narrow and pretty long.
Uh-huh.
So if what he said is true, that's a sunken level of the Fen Bridge. In which case, it runs between Fenbridge Castle and Dol Guldur.
And
which
right
is not the direction we want to go.
We want to go north of
We want to go
Uh,
west of that.
north of Fenbridge.
Right.
across
But-
the swamp?
Or
Okay,
you could go.
we
Or you could go west. Kella
Yeah,
says. Or we could go west to the edge of the forest and cross overland to Rhosgobel.
We would be able to make much better time that way once we get out of the forest.
Once we got out of the forest, yes. It's the getting out of the forest that I'm worried about.
It would only take one failed travel roll. Well, it'll take one eye for a hunt. It'll take one failed travel roll for a lot of people to go unconscious.
To move you guys to the map here, to sort of show you where you are.
I think going west and being out of the forest is probably a good call.
Right now, you are about
Here.
right here.
Okay.
We have so many weary. I find it highly unlikely that we're going to be able to make successful travel rolls
But either way, we're gonna have to make travel rolls.
eventually. But theoretically, we could find some place to hide, sleep for a night, get ourselves back
They'll just
a little
find
bit of
us.
Just-
health. And
Just to remember, every night you spend as close to Dol Guldur, you're having to make a corruption test and a a fatigue test. And if your fatigue gets so high it's past your max endurance, there's no way you can rest up in the wilderness long enough to become unweary
So-
anyway.
Right.
so
And we'll get an eye that way or by traveling either way. And if we find somewhere and sit and rest, they'll probably find us because it would be really tough to hide ourselves and all these wounded guys. I mean, they have no
Underground?
way- yeah, even underground. They'll be able to track us. The longer we stay here, the more likely they are to find us.
Well,
We gotta
it
get out
would go
of here.
through water, so it would lead to the water. They'd have to be willing to dive into murky, leech-infested, snake-infested water.
Only a
Okay,
crazy
that
person
sounds-
would do that.
That
Exactly.
sounds good. You're really selling me on it here.
Yeah, Warsong hasn't been trying to sell. She's just been presenting options.
We need to get out of this cursed forest and get the lamp and all of us back to Rhosgobel as fast as we can. What does the wizard
Alright.
say?
We're in no shape to travel. But I do not see that sitting still is exactly a good option either.
Cryptic as always.
Thanks, wizard.
Keloth leans over to you, Narvi, and he says, "It is said, do not go to wizards for counsel, for they will say both no and yes."
Quite explicitly, apparently.
Yep.
I say we go, and I say we go quickly, and we get the few hours that we have to distance ourselves from them before they find out what's happened here. Take advantage of that because that window will not stay open long.
Okay.
All right.
You guys listen to Narvi? We're all gonna.
So is
die.
that the vote? You guys are marching?
Warsong is fine with marching. She's seen.
Another alternative is. No, that's a bad idea. Never mind. I was gonna say we could have like whoever has the most rested, least wounded, whatever, they could run ahead, but that's leaving them unguarded. So
Like for
And
what
to
purpose?
what
For
end?
scouting?
Yeah.
because everyone else is going to be really lagging behind.
But
We
why would
have-
we send them ahead?
Prisoners, we have.
Are you,
I am
that's
one
a lot.
failed travel roll from being unconscious again, or from being unconscious at all again.
Well, you don't.
I could
You
just take another.
you don't.
point of- oh.
You don't lose endurance when you fail a travel roll. You add
Oh
fatigue.
yeah, that's true.
And by the way, carrying the lamp is 5 encumbrance.
Okay.
So if you are carrying it, you have 5 extra encumbrance.
I am going to, before we start traveling, I'm going to call Corgan and ask him to keep an eye behind us for scouting parties that may follow us.
Ah, very murky forest. Ah.
Yes, that's what I called the best.
Ah. You have bacon?
Narvi fumbles around in his pack and tosses something to Corgan.
Did you shoot out of a printer?
It's not bacon. And his wings flutter and he flies off.
Wait, bird. Oh,
You can't talk to birds.
what?
Well, no, she
Rainy
can talk
can.
to birds, but
She
the
talks
birds can't
bird.
talk to
I just
her.
don't understand her.
Well, you don't understand the bird either.
Well, she can read the disappointment in the way that he carried his shoulders.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, so you guys moving?
Yes.
I guess so.
Cool. All right. So it will take you approximately 2 days to reach the edge of the marsh from where you are. So I'm going to need each of you to go ahead and give me a fatigue test and a corruption test, both at TN 18.
8.
It's been 18.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll assume to roll for Rainy. No, Ranny.
Please.
Said. All right.
Just add a point of shadow here.
Yes.
Holy
Whoa.
moly.
So she's helping Ranny
You don't. Doesn't work that way.
with travel.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, I'm
Alright,
at least gonna get off.
So both the travel and wisdom is at 18.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is Ran. Oh, nice. Nice.
Woo! Just skating in there.
Yeah.
All right. This is Ranny.
Okay, so
Gandalf. Nice.
All right. If you fail the travel roll, that is 2 fatigue. If you failed a
so-
wisdom roll, it is 1 shadow.
where are they right now?
Where who?
Where have we arrived?
Oh, you are moving west.
Oh,
You're moving like west northwest through the forest, trying to get to the edge of the marsh.
that's some shadow for Miss.
So Illyri stumbles and falls, and she just can't keep going anymore, carrying all that she's carrying. So she has to hand off the lamp to Narvi.
Okay. So it's 5 more fatigue for Narvi.
Mm-hmm. Can you take it? Because she's
What
just
happens-
past her.
What happens if the fatigue is over your endurance?
Well, it's
Over your max endurance or your current endurance? I mean, if it's over your max endurance,
Can't carry it.
I need to come up with something for that. There's nothing in the rules about it because I assume they assume that would just never happen.
My
Here.
fatigue is now 29 with the travel fatigue I just took.
I mean, I'm gonna say
Never
it's just gonna be that much longer before you can recover from weariness at this point.
I'm not going to give it to you. I'm just going to drop my shield, which I picked up somewhere.
And that is no good for the travel roll. Woohoo!
And I'm keeping the lamp because
'Kay.
now I have another.
Hey, you have that.
You dropped your orc shield.
Mm-hmm. I took it off the.
All right. And do you need one more roll there, Devaniel?
I do. Rolling my.
Okay. I did not have my weariness,
And there's some more shadow.
but it wouldn't have affected my roll.
Okay.
So I'm now checked down as being weary.
All right.
And
You
for the you add a heart, right? If with the shadow thing,
The
Mhm.
shadow?
it I want to buy off my failed. wisdom.
yes. Heart.
Okay, then I'm gonna buy
Okay.
that off.
All right, so you all push forward through the marsh as far as you possibly can, and until you've all come, each one of you has come along with the prisoners just to the end of what you can possibly do, and everyone just sort of collapses for the night. There's no fire made. You can't risk detection, so you all kind of settle down to an exhausted, uneasy rest. And as you do, you just feel the shadow and the corruption and the horror of the battle, the visions of, as each of you sleep, the visions of the prisoners being slaughtered before your eyes.
Before this, had Corbin come back and reported anything to me?
Yeah, basically that the didn't seem to be anyone following so far. Okay. So you drift off to sleep.
Except for, I assume, the elves who don't sleep. So Maglor, Kellock, and Devaniel.
Yeah, well, even elves get extremely weary, and Keloth and Maglor are both kind of sitting up, backs against the trees, eyes open, but their minds are just sort of somewhere else.
All right. Devaniel is going to. Who actually has the lamp? Or come on, was that still?
I still
Illyri?
have it.
Still Illyri.
All right. Well, Devaniel is going to creep across the camp and lay hands upon it.
Give me a stealth roll.
I actually have some of that. What's my TN here?
Amanda, what is your awareness?
It is 2.
TN 14.
Okay. Of course, I missed that.
Illyri.
Illyri bites you.
As you are sleeping, and you've got kind of one arm wrapped around the lamp, and as still kind of wounded and weary, your wound starting to ache and throb, kind of dully, Duvaniel, you reach over Illyri, and you reach down and pull the lamp up. It slips in your hands, and Illyri, you awake.
Leary growls and like snaps at you like an animal, and probably can I roll for bite?
Sure.
The
Okay.
dagger roll.
Give me a dagger roll. Okay, you snap your jaws at the elf.
Duvaniel is not perturbed and continues to pull on the lamp.
Warsong is awake now.
Okay, well, Illyri's fighting for it, and she has her spear in the other hand. Like, why are you doing this, Duvaniel?
You don't understand it. You are a half-mad, half-orc creature of darkness.
You are an all-mad creature of darkness. Leave
Duvaniel
it
takes her
alone.
hand and just twists Illyri's face to one side.
Give me an athletics roll.
I assume that's also, is that athletics or is that going to be dagger?
We'll say, are you just trying to push her face aside, or are you trying to pull the lamp free?
I'm basically trying to pull the lamp.
Okay,
free,
give me an athletics roll.
pushing off of her. Okay, team 14.
Yep.
I'm gonna attack her, dude.
Duvaniel pulls the lamp free from your grasp, Illyri.
Warsong
Okay, you hear an unnatural.
runs towards Devaniel. Devaniel, stop!
This is none of you, save perhaps the wizard is wise enough to carry this.
An enemy is among us. Wake up.
And Illyri is like,
What are you doing, Illyri?
I really don't want to do this, but this is what she would do. I'm pretty sure. She's like messed up, dude. You really want to do this?
I have a bout of madness, so I don't necessarily have a whole lot of want involved.
Is this what you have to do?
This is a bout of madness, but
All right. Illyri's gonna attack her.
Give me an attack roll.
I guess I will. Dang. I'm gonna say she tackles her. Maybe she doesn't have the presence of mind too.
All right, give me a dagger roll.
Warsong's gonna like kick several of the other party members, Narvi and Kella.
At this
All
point,
I am going to.
go ahead.
I'm going to uncover the lamp, and then I'm going to snuff it, inducing enchanted sleep.
Can Warsong try to tackle him before he or her before she uncovers him?
Narvi's going to swing his mattock at him. Or at her.
Okay, hold on, Narvi. You're not awake yet.
Just put me up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not awake yet, unless Warsong is waking you up, in which case she's not tackling. So,
He had to kick Narvi and Kella,
She
Okay.
did just scream.
so in that case,
but
you're uncovering the lamp. So,
That's the hunt, isn't it?
I gotta look up magic sleep again.
I can send you the text from my page.
so can Warsong not tackle? 'Cause
Apparently not.
Wow, Ben.
Why can't Warsong tackle?
Because she woke us up, she can't also tackle him.
Yeah, like it was a. She was doing that while he was doing this, or while Duvaniel was doing this. All right. How do I rule that for player characters? What is everybody's? I think it's got to be heart. Warsong, what's your heart? Your basic heart.
6.
Okay. Illyri, what is your basic heart?
2.
Narvi, what is your basic heart?
4.
Okay. I gotta look Kelloff up. All right. Narvi, Illyri, you both stumble backwards and fall into a deep, enchanted sleep, full of dreams of tables full of a rich feast, of being waited upon hand and foot by beautiful servants, being in perfect peace and bliss in a wooded glade. Warsong, as the light of the lamp goes out, two things happen. One is you see Illyri and Narvi stumble backwards and collapse onto the ground. And somewhere in the distance you hear a long howl.
So I guess she's
At this
going-
point, Keloth has stood and he is fitting a string to his bow. He walks over and takes the lamp from your hand, Duvaniel, with one swipe. And he says,
She resists him if I can.
your bout of madness is over, so you don't have to.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Okay. In that case, no, I don't.
Okay.
Let him take it.
Okay. And he says, we cannot rest here tonight. We must move everyone. I'm afraid those two will have to be carried. Duvaniel? Carry the dwarf.
Yes.
All right.
All right. In that case, she takes his mattock and flings it into the swamp.
Are you kidding me?
No, you were freaking about to murder her with it. So yes, she does not want you armed when you wake up.
Oh my gosh! That's his weapon!
At this point, Maglor is rousing the other prisoners. Keloth goes over to Radagast and wakes him.
I thought your bout of madness was over.
Well, you didn't even have a bout of madness, and you were ready to axe her. So I don't.
You
I-
basically sentenced us all to death.
Well, again, she wasn't having a bout of
And
madness.
also,
She was
I
having
did
a bout
not
of madness.
actually, I did not actually start attacking at the Matic because Richard said I couldn't because I was sleeping.
No. Well, anyway, in any case. All right.
So, okay, well, if he wasn't actually attacking.
Well,
her,
he had
then
been
she wouldn't-
awakened. You had been awakened.
But he did not have a chance to attack.
Right.
Right. So basically,
That
the
is
only reason
correct.
she would do that is if basically she felt immediately like she was going to be threatened. So in that case, no, she wouldn't toss aside the weapon. Because, like I say, if
So you did not.
I did not because yeah, no, she wasn't immediately threatened by you weren't like ready to take her head off. So
Would have been if you were a Matic. Still probably will be, but now I have a Matic.
As long as
Alright.
somebody remembers to grab it.
so she lashes together a travois, and I assume there's some sort of driftwood or
I mean,
Richard, do I gain some more hit points since I'm in a very restful state?
a nice sleep actually. You give me a
sleeping the night,
dreams.
you gain. You're uninjured, so you recover 2 endurance plus your basic heart rating. Unlike Warsong, who does not recover anything because she has been woken up.
Can it be my favorite heart rating since I'm in an enchantment?
Negatory.
I guess I don't get anything, right?
Everyone in this sleep looks like Amros. So,
We're all red.
For both of us?
yep.
You said beautiful people.
Amros is very attractive.
Larry wouldn't think so.
All right.
She's biased.
So,
So biased after this. Oh
you
my gosh.
you all begin to pelt off through the woods as quickly as you possibly can. I'm gonna need
So was the
the Matic,
That-
I believe, is still with you.
He still got it.
However,
And-
Narvi is asleep magically for however long this lasts.
Narvi is asleep?
Magically.
Yeah.
And last time this happened to dwarves in Mirkwood that in recorded history, it lasted for quite a while.
Well, that was that's the sleep of the enchanted stream. But yes.
Wait,
Also
the sleep of
enchanted.
the stream? We're gonna be asleep as long as the stream?
No. I'm referring to the Hobbit. Remember when they drank from the stream
Bomber,
and fell into an enchanted sleep,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they also had to drag him across
Mirkwood.
countless miles of Mirkwood.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna need everyone to go ahead and give me another travel roll, except for Illyria and Narvi. Duvaniel, I'm gonna need you to give me 2 travel rolls.
Yeah, because that's gonna end well.
Who was carrying Illyri?
I don't know.
Somebody who's not wounded, I assume. So you.
Why is it? Okay, yeah, no. So
2?
Yep.
no good. So that's how many points of fatigue was that? 2?
4.
4 points of fatigue. Cool.
Oh well, it's 2 for the first one that you failed, and you need to give me 1 more.
Yeah, which I'm
And
not sure that I
did
can
you
hit
say I
that
was
anyway.
supposed to do 2 also?
What's that?
Did you say I was supposed to do 2 also?
Yes, because you failed 1.
You only
Oh
made
yes, yes.
So 4, yes.
Yep.
half of it. Wait. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Go ahead and do 1 more travel roll.
Okay.
And I assume we also need the corruption test.
No. This is just because you ended up pressing on through the night, like because they know where you are.
And you add body to that, right?
Yep, I think so.
Yes.
Travel goes with heart.
Okay, so if I make that a great success, does it cover for both?
Why would you need to do that?
So I don't fail too?
No, it doesn't cover for both. I mean, like you can make it a great
That
success
was
and you'll
for-
not fail 1.
That
Okay.
was for Randy, so she takes 2 more.
Okay. All right. So you all push on through the darkness, stumbling forward, and at this point, now carrying 2 unconscious members of your party, in addition to the 4 prisoners who almost need, like, almost threats to keep them moving at this point. They're just so exhausted. And when you finally... Dear, do you need me to come out and deal with that?
She's sick. Her throat hurts.
Okay.
She can't sleep.
Okay.
She's pretty miserable.
Yeah.
She just wants sore throat too.
When you finally get to the I just trying to read my notes now. Radagast at this point has been had his eyes kind of glazed over as he's clutching his staff as he's leading the company now, doing everything he can to speed your journey. You'll recall that some of your previous trips with Radagast went much faster than they had before, and when you finally collapse for the night, it's almost like as the sun is rising and the thick inky blackness of Mirkwood is slowly filtering to this kind of a dull gray, and everybody just collapses, completely exhausted, unable to push forward any farther. You are at the edge of the swamp. There is still about a day's journey through the forest that's necessary to reach the plains of the Vales of Anduin, but you are finally out of the marsh. As you collapse, I need everyone to give me another corruption roll.
Everyone?
Everyone.
Even in your dreams. 18?
Well, everyone in the dreams does look like Amros, so...
That's going to be a 20. Is 18? I
Yep.
assume? Yeah. Hey! That was not too violent. That was Ranny. Narvi's still having a good dream.
He's having a good time with his buddy.
Vanio, meanwhile, is going to nailed it. So much shadow.
Larry,
Yeah.
did you make yours?
No.
Cool. Disappointing lack of eyes of Sauron, though. I mean, really, y'all.
Uh-huh.
I've been purposely not commenting on that.
Yes, it doesn't count when the GM says it. Everybody else, shut up.
Um. The next, you rest for probably 5 or 6 hours, just completely giving yourself up to exhaustion. And it's about a little before noon when Corby comes and flutters down and lands on top of Narvi's snoring form. Ah!
Can I wake up now?
Nope. Ah!
Warsong is gonna hold out a piece of bacon to him.
He looks in your direction and kind of turns his head to one side and fixes you with his beady eye, but he doesn't hop towards you. Ah! Ah!
You don't want it?
He kind of flutters up in the air, flies a circle around, and comes back and lands on top of Narvi.
Ranny can speak the language of all birds.
Oh, well, that's handy. So can
So can
Radagast, but
she-
nobody's asked him.
Can Ranny
sure.
understand him and transmit that to the rest of the party?
Yeah. Ah!
But I do have a riddle or song test to understand.
Give me one of those.
They're both the same. So
Yep.
what's my TN on this?
14.
You finally missed one, Ranny. You hit all the other improbable rolls, and you finally missed one.
At this point, Radagast comes on over, and he extends his staff towards the bird, and Corbin hops up on the end of his staff, and the wizard pulls the bird close for a moment, and finally he nods and lifts the staff in the air, and the bird flies away. And he says, Corvin has sighted many orcs and wolves. And what is worse, the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur.
Fantastic.
They are pursuing us. We must fly. And
Is that an option?
for Radagast, it might be. All right. Narvi and Illyria, you're still out cold.
Did Warsong recover any from the 5 or 6 hours of sleep?
As you are not wounded, yes, you recover your heart score +2.
Okay. Was it supposed to be heart +2 before also, or just heart?
Just heart before for the 30-minute recovery, and then you get heart +2 for resting. Okay, so you start pushing forward again, trying to get to the edge of the wood before the chase becomes even more, gets any closer than it already is. I will need everyone to give me one final fatigue test.
Not us.
Yeah, but both Duvaniel and Warsaw, you'll need to give me 2 because you're carrying people.
Okay.
And 8,
What's that?
18?
T and 18.
So good. Alright, traveling. Ranny is rolling against an 18. Rolling. Oh, she finally missed another one. So she takes some fatigue. Fatiguing it up. Still not weary though.
There it is.
Oh, crap. Crap.
Good grief.
Alright, and this is Duvaniel's travel roll.
I guess I'll
As you push forward,
kind of hope for the.
I Gandalfed it.
nice. As you push forward, one of the prisoners, a very thin Beorning, doubled over with age, collapses. And as you rush back to him to help him up, you see that his left ankle is either badly sprained or potentially broken.
Ranny is not encumbered, and Ranny is not weary, so Randy's going to pick him up.
Okay, Randy, give me a second travel roll.
All right.
Can I try to heal him? I mean,
It's gonna take time to like stop and examine and.
okay.
Ah.
All right.
It's all right. She still has quite a ways to go before she's actually. Wait, that's me wrong. I just rolled the wrong one. I just rolled with Ivaniel. Give me a split second here and reroll the correct one because she has more. This is what happens when there's only one. I'm playing 2 characters.
Yeah, it's really rough when you have to run all those characters.
I know, right?
Okay.
Oh.
And she still misses.
All right. You push forward, and at the end of the second day of your flight from Fenbridge Castle, you see that the forest suddenly ends, and you see the green fields of the Anduin Vale opening up before you.
We may survive yet.
In the forest behind, you can hear the howls of wolves, which seem to be answered in the hills beyond you.
Yeah.
Do we get to recover any additional hit points at this point?
If you are not wounded, you get another 2 plus your basic heart rating. If you have a treated wound, you recover 4 total up to this point.
Okay.
Wait, say that again. If you have a treated wound, you
If
get.
you have a treated wound, you will have recovered 4 total up to this point.
Cool.
B.
All right. You notice at this point that since you reached the edge of the marsh, none of you have seen Maglor.
We'll assume that's probably okay. Given that he probably knows his way through the woods better than any of us.
All right. As you rest, as night falls again.
Can Warsong's going to look over at Sigaroon. Did you see?
Say again.
Warsong is looking at Sigaroon
Okay.
and asks, "Did you see where Maglor went?" How long ago?
That's funny.
Sigaroon. Okay, thank you. How far are we from the edge of the marsh?
About like a day. Like you.
Oh,
Yeah.
so a whole day and nobody's missed him?
No, I said like just sort of like back when you guys left the edge of the marsh. But Keloth puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "I would not worry about him. He has I would worry a great deal about him. He has gone to join the other rangers and buy us what time he can.
Oh,
But I fear that tomorrow the hunt will be upon us if he is not successful. And to stand against such foes as pursue us now, he is valiant, as our father was.
He's your brother.
Yes,
I guess Devani would know that, but I did not know that.
indeed. He does not have the means. None of us do, except perhaps Radagast, to stand against the one who pursues us now. Our only hope is in speed. Rest where you can.
Hmm?
Rest where you can. And I wouldn't try to get the dog to talk to you.
He has before.
I know.
You do?
Hounds such as Sigaroon are only given speech in moments of great crises. I thought you knew.
No. Bjorn said that he was unusual.
If you ever make it back to Rhosgobel, you should ask Radagast about it. I wouldn't bother him just now.
She nods quickly.
Zuvaniel, are you doing anything?
As we're sleeping here,
Or resting, or yeah, just I only
Do a
have
sleep
two
throw,
player
or-
characters who are actually conscious, so if there's anything you wanted to do.
Darby's just gonna keep sleeping.
I was gonna say I think I will probably drop Narvi a little harder than necessary.
Ooh.
Narvi,
Amount of-
you
Darby
wake up.
wakes and smashes
Oh,
the
good.
bed.
You wake up.
Narvi, you wake up. Face down in the grass.
Oh, good. At least you can carry yourself now.
I grab
Are
my mattock and I pick it up and I swing it and I stop like 2 inches away from Devonia's face.
Devaniel does not flinch. She's point.
All this travel is exhausting, and I was
What were you saying, Sophie?
We're not focusing on stealth because they know where we are, right?
I think you just said speed is of the essence.
Your call. I mean, you don't really know what they know, but
I say
Let's not do stealth rolls. If we fail stealth rolls,
War Song is going to begin softly singing a song that came to her through Astrid. Let me pick which one. For love or war, I bid thee not to wait or run or fall, but simply tend to where great became so small. Now seasons slip toward hollow feet where duty treads no more, and I shall find a peace once more upon your quiet shore. And that would be Idis's song. And I guess those who are conscious may do a song roll.
all right. What kind of song is this?
It's a general song, I believe.
Okay.
So I think that's a TN 14.
So then everything sucks a little bit less song.
Yeah.
Nailed it! Yes, I can still sing!
Just a minute. Let me see what the rules are.
I'm pulling them up now.
That
Okay.
was
If the hero succeeds
that
in
was
his roll,
for
he is
Devaniel.
until the end of the session. An inspired companion may spend his inspiration to add 2 success die to any one roll. If the number of successes rolled by the companions as a whole matches or exceeds the number of heroes in the group, a great success counts as 2, extraordinary for 3, The company gains a temporary fellowship point usable only during the current session.
Okay.
All right, so
Cool.
that's 4 successes. Narvi, see you.
Randy's gonna roll now.
Heroes in the group. There are 5 of you.
That was not actually Randy that rolled last time.
Okay,
I mean, do I roll? Not the way.
you can if you would like. Well,
Randy missed.
okay.
It's done too.
All right. Well, those of you who succeeded do have 2 bonus die, which you can spend on anything this session. All right. Nicely done, Sophie.
Yes.
So you rest for the night, and next morning at the crack of dawn, you begin your journey across the plain again. And behind you now, even in the daylight, you can hear the howling of wolves. It seems to be growing ever nearer.
How much did we
Gain more health,
gain
right?
from resting?
If you were not wounded, you would have gained. I already said it a minute ago. It was your heart plus 2. So that was
okay.
that was for the rest that you just took. So
Okay, and for those of us that are wounded?
it would have been 2. So you should be up 4 since the journey started.
Oh.
So we've gained it twice.
Right. Yeah. You've had 2. You've basically had 2 nights rests. You almost had 3 nights rest, but one of them was interrupted. But by bouts of badness and revealing the lamp. Oddly enough, that actually ended up causing you guys to push forward more than you would have, which means it's taken the bad guys longer to catch up with you.
How come all of the really terrible decisions that Ben makes end up being really great for us?
You should read this book called The Hobbit sometime, because that's like the major theme. I won't say they've been really great, but they do seem to have worked out in kind of this odd Providence has a sense of humor fashion.
The wild elves' patron saint is Curious George.
That's so wrong.
Oh look, I blocked the entire street and caused a massive traffic jam. Oh look, those thieves are so much easier to catch now.
All right. So you press forward, and at this point, you can now feel like a fell presence against your back.
Run.
A shadow which seems to be nearing, even in the sunlight. And I am going to need you guys to
You know what's going through my head for this? That one scene from like the play in The King and I, when they're like running.
yes, run, Eliza. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly how it's at. That's exactly what it looks like. Kella says to you, all that are still conscious, there's no use trying to outrun them. They are hail, and a dark will drives them onward. We are weary, and our only chance lies in trying to evade their pursuit. Staying to hills and valleys, staying to the trees if we can.
All right.
Bring me up.
So let's find a place to fight, I guess.
All right, so this will be a hunting or a stealth roll, and only one person need make it, but it's the one roll for the whole party.
Okay.
And I would say
That's
that
nice.
this,
Hey,
I would say that the,
fire dice. Good time to use it.
yeah,
I can do either hunting or stealth at a +2.
Randy also has a 3 in hunting, so she
And did Randy make her roll? Can she add 2 dice to that?
did not actually. You're right, so no. Devaniel has
Roll.
both stealth and hunting, but and make her roll, so she could add 2 to that.
Just that. She has a what?
She has both a 2 in hunting and stealth, and could add the inspiration dice to that.
Does she have hope to spend?
She does, though she is miserable, but I think she could spend it if necessary.
Wait.
You're miserable again?
What?
Well, that's
what
right. That madness clears my temporary shadow, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should have cleared your temporary shadow, so you would have
I no
picked up a
longer
couple of shadow for failed corruption tests since then, but
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm
Sin?
not miserable anymore then.
Sin? What's her basic wit?
Her basic wit. Uh, for Duvaniel, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Her basic wit is 5.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah.
all right,
All
so
right.
so who's making the roll?
Or either one would work. What's the TM?
18.
Okay. Well, the other thing is she's also weary, so
Warsong is also really the only advantage Warsong has is her wit is 1 higher, but if she has to add a point of hope.
yeah.
So
she's so bad.
she actually needs to make it 12.
Is Narvi? Isn't your hunt higher?
Yeah, aren't you
My-
a party hunter?
My hunt is just 2.
Oh,
Oh,
thought it was 3. It's me that has a hunt of 3.
you're awake. You could do it.
I'm not awake.
Illyria
Oh,
is
no,
still
she's not.
unconscious.
Right. Somebody drop her hard.
Warsong, I can.
All right, go for it. Make
Uh,
it break time.
Sigarin. Oh wait, I didn't add the 2, so I
Okay.
get
2d6. You
Can
need
I
averages.
crit it?
Averages.
So can I do roll 2d6?
Uh-huh. Slash roll 2d6.
Ah,
No,
good.
that's not it. Slash roll 2d6.
Slash roll
No.
2d6.
Or you could use the dice roller, the little button thingy that's on the side. That's super cool and easy to use. Like, well,
Good. 15.
I
we're
get
not hoping we can make it.
I get to keep the 6, which puts it at 13, and I can spend a point of hope and make it a great success.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm spending a point of hope. Success.
Warsong, you know the eaves of the forest quite well. You don't usually come this far south, but you lead the party kind of in and out of thick copses of trees. Anytime it seems like scouts of the enemy might be drawing near, hiding for a few hours, moving furtively forward, always pushing northward, pushing towards Rhosgobel. And the day passes. You seem to have evaded the search of your pursuers.
Phew.
Okay, now you have your tea. I want you to go get in bed.
I like how Illyri didn't fall for so many orcs, but just one lamp and then she's out.
Well, it is magic. Illyria's got her things, and Duvaniel has her things.
Maybe if she had her shirt off at the time, it wouldn't have had any effect on her.
Probably. That's probably what it was.
I'll try that next time.
I mean, in essence, Duvaniel flashed you.
So fair turnaround, fair play.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. All right, Duvaniel, and Narvi and Warsong, you push forward with the rest of the party. You pass the night in a small, secluded, rocky valley.
Is that another rest?
It is another rest.
Woo!
And the next day, I'm going to need another hunting or stealth roll as you continue to attempt to evade your pursuers as you draw near Rhosgobel.
Right, so how are we doing on extra dice and stuff at this point?
Well,
I still just got a 2.
Your
Is it anyone or me?
you burned yours. Duvaniel has the 2 extra dice left.
I'm not weary anymore.
ooh, nice.
Ooh, that is handy.
But you don't have 2 extra
I
dice.
only have 2. But
I'm never not going to be wary. There's no way I can get past 17 travel fatigue. So that just ain't happening. So
Warsong. Or
I mean, you used your dice, so I don't think that's.
Yeah, Warsong, do you have any more hope that you can?
do what?
How are you on hope?
I'm good on hope.
As long as I got one extra foot added to the fellowship today.
How are you weary still, Narby?
Probably.
He was wounded.
Yeah, yeah, I'm worried.
Okay,
I'm
because you
always
also made
worried.
your roll there. So
Yeah, I'll be
basically,
worried
he
about
and
how much
Devaniel
stuff.
are both capable of theoretically have the same chance of making this
Your
roll.
dice
Um,
1 through 3 doesn't count.
right,
Song, I'll let you take it. 'Cause my hope's pretty low.
but she also used up her extra dice, so sort of that she still would she'd be rolling with less dice than the rest.
Narvi doesn't have extra dice either.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't get extra dice. I can roll 2 dice and she can roll 2 dice. Just
What's
so it doesn't
your
mess.
hunting is 2?
Yes.
What's yours, Soph?
I have a 2 in both hunting and self.
Yeah, so does.
Narvi,
But
what's your wit?
4.
I should do the roll. I mean, between you and me, I should do it because she's got
Do
6.
it. Yeah, do it.
all right.
TN
18.
Okay, she's gonna
Oh,
hope.
okay.
All right. After 3 days of moving from tree to tree, through rocky valleys, through the cover of darkness, you round the crest of a hill to see the wooden hedge of Rhosgobel spreading out before you. Radagast leans on a staff a bit and says, "He is not yet so bold as to come here. The lamp should be safe until we can return it to Woodland Hall." Illyri, you are still not awake. You're
Just
asleep.
sleeping it
You're
off.
asleep for one more day. So you'll wake up in Rhosgobel.
Like Frodo style.
Yep, Frodo style, basically.
Have all your friends will come jump on the bed.
And then she'll
Radagast
kill you all.
Radagast
I was
says,
say I don't think you have any friends that will do that.
or maybe any friends, who knows?
Wait, you didn't. You have a whole bunch of wild hobbits that love you.
That's
Yeah.
They'll
technically
all come
true.
jump on your bed and wave sharp sticks in your face.
She will kill those too.
Radagast says, "It may be at the end of this age that there will be none to remember your deeds in song. But there are not many who could have accomplished such a thing."
Well, Devaniel gives sort of a flat smile. Like, well, I don't know if there's that many others who could have caused such a thing either.
I suggest you return to the north of Mirkwood for the time being, Devaniel. For us, a bit of time away from the lamp would be best for everyone.
She nods in agreement.
Now then, to rest, to food. I think you've all earned a feast.
Warsong's been like patting Sigrun and like rubbing his ears and scratching his tummy, and good job, pup.
All right, well, good job, all of you.
That went way better than I thought it would.
One failure. And you guys would have been looking at the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur and way more wolves and orcs. Like there would have been no walking away from that. It was It was on the edge of a knife. So we're going to do a fellowship phase real quick to round out the night here at Rhosgobel.
Can we
So
divvy up our remaining fellowship pool first?
what's that?
Can we divvy up our remaining fellowship pool first?
Do you guys have any
We
left?
have one.
Oh,
My tally says there's one left.
I
what is
had
your
I
tally?
had one left too. Like yeah.
I will say you guys get a refresh of the pool for this session because typically I
Oh.
do those at like dramatically important moments and like the end of the battle, the beginning of the pursuit. That definitely qualifies. So,
So can we just each add a hope?
That would.
so what's your? Because I know some people don't contribute and some people contribute extra. So is it just
Orson contributes too.
okay? And then Leary and Randy don't contribute any.
Right.
So that's 4 total.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4 total.
Does Ranny contribute one because
She-
of the takes?
She contributes 0. It was her wheel and woe thing.
all right.
All right, so you have so you've got 5 total. So if you wanted to, everybody could regain a point of hope.
Okay.
Yay! I have 2 now.
Never let it be said that I am not a generous.
You're beneficent.
She figured out how in the dream to kill all of the like Amorous over and over again, and now she's like doing better.
All right, you gain 5 points of shadow.
Well,
I'll just blow it up to 20. I mean, I'll add them. It's just 20.
No, it's
gonna
all-
make no difference between 15 and 20.
Yeah, that's true. That seems a little redundant.
Can we clear travel fatigue?
Yes, because you're spending the. I mean, it takes several weeks basically for you to fully recover, but Rhosgobel is definitely a safe place. You probably recover a little faster there than you would some other places.
And we're doing this is an end of year fellowship phase, right?
No, we're gonna start next session with an end of year fellowship phase. This is just an ordinary non-end of year fellowship phase, so you can do any non-end of year, any non-year end fellowship phase activity which can be done in Rhosgobel.
okay, I need to get some hope back
Do we
somehow.
have some advancement points?
Well,
You've been tracking
advancement points you
Or,
should
no,
be.
not advancement points. I meant to say the other.
Yeah, advancement points you should be logging as you make skill rolls.
Mhm.
But XP, you get 1 XP for the session tonight, and you get 3 XP for recovering the Lamp of Balthi. So total of 4 for
Yay,
tonight.
That's actually fantastic. I can do a lot with that.
Can we actually spend them mid?
Yeah, it is a fellowship phase.
We'll probably need to look at that next week, though. Like 8. I can, yeah. Fantastic.
Well, you guys are figuring out what to do. War song.
Yes.
After you've had a few days to kind of rest and recover, you're out in the yard in front of Radagast's home, playing with Sigaroon, and the wizard steps out, dressed in kind of a long brown mantle, and kind of rests a hand on the dog's head. And he says, Orome, the one your people call Bema, the hunter, one of the great powers of the earth. Long ago, he... And he gets kind of a wistful smile. Long ago he rode through these lands on Nahar, his great steed, hunting the servants of the one enemy. His hounds were of special magnificence. You would call them magical, I suppose. One of them, Huon, captain of dogs, was the greatest hound that ever lived. It was given to him 3 times to speak with the tongue of men and elves. When his mistress, Luthien, was in great need. There are no dogs such as Huon left in the world today. But the stock lives on, just as the blood of Nahar runs still across the plains of the south in the form of the Mayaris, the lords of horses. So there are some hounds in whom the old bloodline still lasts.
So that's why I was able to understand him.
He's a great treasure, Warsong. As are you. And Sigarun is a Hound of the West. So he has 3 abilities. One is that when you teach him Harass Enemy, he also will gain the Tearing Jaws ability. When employing the Harass Enemy option, I'll send this to you, but a companion engaged in close combat may choose between having the Hound make a direct adversary weary or raise the hero's damage rating by 3. Also, he's a Bane of Wolves. Wargs and Wolves of the Wild have a special dread of Hounds of the West. When a hound is involved in a fight, any wolf creature is considered to be craven. Craven means if their hate drops to 0, they flee.
Mm-hmm.
And then Speech of Mortals. 3 times in its life, the Hound of the West will speak in the common tongue.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
You have experienced one of those already.
Yeah.
There are 2 remaining.
And I assume that's up to you to pull those out.
Yes, it is up to me. I will send you that in the chat so you can.
Okay.
All right. Fellowship phase options.
You said you could put me.
This would be so difficult to explain to other people. All right, we're gonna start with you, Warsong. What are you doing for your fellowship phase?
Can I save my fellowship phase and like do it this week?
You want time to think about it, or what? Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Narvi, do you have fellowship phase figured out?
I'm working on it.
Okay, there's this thing called Clear Shadow, which might be relevant to many of you.
There's no point.
I surprisingly only acquired 1 temporary shadow.
Yeah, no, Narvi came out.
The heck, Narvi? I guess you were sleeping most of the adventure.
Most of he slept through the crappy walking part.
Also the
So you're
fight.
welcome.
Also the fight.
This is true.
All right, Duvaniel, do you have a fellowship
I
phase?
do. I'm gonna go ahead and up my valor, and in so doing, gain the confidence.
Okay. Are you doing a fellowship phase undertaking of some sort, though?
Well,
Such as clearing shadow, or raising your standing, or
I don't have enough money to raise my standing.
you're with Radagast, so there might be some Rhosgobel specific things you could do.
Oh, okay.
Let's just open up the old Adventures Companion here, and look at the fellowship phase undertaking index.
Alright, in the meantime, I am raising my valor by 1.
It always makes me smile a little bit when I open up the PDF and the first page of the PDF says, based on the novels by J.R.R. Tolkien, and I'm always like, that is such an understatement.
Okay, actually, my wisdom goes up.
Does somebody have the from the blog pulled up already? I can look it up, but
Let's see here. What sort of things can be done only at
Are you
Rhosgobel?
talking about the cheat sheet?
fellowship options.
I do have it pulled up.
You could go hunting with a woodman.
I don't think they want to go hunting with her.
Well, that's an interesting point. You could patrol the wild.
Okay.
Got it.
What do I get out of that?
You gain the benefits of Mirkwood lore for the next adventuring phase. If you already have Mirkwood lore, you
have
gain
Mirkwood lore.
2 benefits from invocation.
Invocation?
I don't know what is an
Yeah,
invocation.
no, I've never heard of that.
It's when you invoke the trait Mirkwood lore, you gain 2 benefits instead of 1.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
Visit the Kingstone. First time you do it, you recover 3 points of hope.
Oh, well,
That's
I'm already buying. Well,
I mean,
what's it? Hope.
when
I
you,
should spend it on Valor instead. And give myself a badass weapon instead.
I'm just saying, there's a cool stone that can be visited.
Okay.
Would they let her anywhere close to that? How heavy is
I
it?
mean, it's a stone, so probably she's not going to walk off with it.
You know, I think actually I'm gonna have to just
Badass weapon.
but see, then I only get up to 8 as opposed to raising it to 14 and getting
Badass
and then-
weapon.
yeah. If nothing else, I also level up my well, at least my sword, because that is getting used way too much to be ignored. Okay, fine. I will visit the Kingstone and then raise my valor and you hurts me. Hurts me so much.
So the Kingstone, once all of the land around here was part of the great kingdom of Rovanian, the realm of the Northmen. This kingdom fell, as all the works of mortals do, as you know well, Duvaniel.
I do indeed.
But some traces remain. So the Kingstone is this small pillar of rock sitting atop a low hill overlooking the Anduin facing west. On the top of the pillar, there is the skull of a great beast. Some say a dragon. There are legends that tell how the princes and the warriors of Rovanian swore oaths upon the stone before embarking upon adventures or war. Other stories claim that the dragon will roar when touched by the hand of the true king of the Northmen.
Ivaniel playfully places her hand on the dragon.
Yeah, you touch the great skull, and you're not sure if it's a dragon, but definitely something of that kind. And you place your hand where the touch of hands has worn the skull smooth and kind of yellowed it over the centuries. Because it is the tradition for visitors to put their sword hand upon it for good luck. And so, doing so, you do gain 3 points of hope.
Perhaps I too am the... No, I'm not.
You're definitely not the true king of the Northmen for many, many reasons.
Hey guys, surprise!
Mainly 2. Mainly that you're not a man. Or male.
Man.
Yeah. All right.
In that case, all right, yeah, cool.
Narvi, Fellowship Phase Undertaking. What you doing?
I want to make something cool. I'm not sure what I want to.
So you just want to do like a craft roll?
Yeah, but I don't know what I want to craft.
All right. Warsog, what you doing? You could visit the Kingstone.
I'm going to do that this week. Remember, like tomorrow. Oh,
You can go to Ivaniel and you can show her where it is.
Yeah, go with Duvaniel. Visit the Kingstone. It's an important artifact of your people.
You really need to help her appreciate the strengths of your people, so she doesn't keep stealing things.
but I have a dog that I can train.
Oh, I see. I see what you're having trouble with.
I'm like, Devani, would you like to? No, puppy. Where's that? No.
You do have one more fellowship phase coming, so you have a year end after this.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but
I will decide tomorrow.
all right. So we'll wait for Amanda and see if she's got anything planned, and if not, then we're gonna call it a night.
Cool. All right, so I have purchased Shadowbane, so that
It's
I
a
can
little shorter tonight, but the last session was 4 hours, so
and
I
we
think
kind of
that's
made up for it last
okay.
time.
Yeah, this is a good place to stop.
So now when I'm in forward stance, I add an extra success die.
Aha! Excellent.
Yes. So I'm going to see if I can't level up my sword so that I can.
I'll add that to your button stuff this week.
Sweet.
Alright,
Ah, that's
so
sweet.
I am going to. I'm not sure what my attitude is, but I'm going to increase my virtue,
Okay.
Four left.
and I'm going to gain the virtue
Yeah.
of. Just had it.
You're getting what virtue?
1 second. I
Ki-
just had it pulled up.
You're super quiet.
Oh, sorry. I just had it pulled up. I just lost my page. Go back.
Okay, that worked out.
Song's battle is now 3. So
Nice.
not song, war song.
Yeah, my stealth is now 3.
Alright, so I am gaining the cultural blessing of old hatred.
Okay.
Of who exactly?
Of orcs.
Okay.
So when I'm fighting orcs and their kindred, I add a bonus of +3 or valor rating, whichever is higher, to the total endurance loss inflicted by each of your blows.
Okay. Cool.
What?
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That would have been really useful. this last inventory phase.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And then I'm also going to through my fellowship phase crafting something really cool that I haven't decided on yet, but it's going to be awesome. Can I go ahead and do a crafting roll?
You got to decide what you're making first, buddy.
Uh,
All right, Illyri, what are you doing for your fellowship phase?
I guess I will do a craft roll to do the same thing. Like it's gonna.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go touch the Kingstone?
Yeah, let's do that.
You gonna go touch the dragon head with Duvaniel?
Pretty sure she's like she walks up there and she's
Sneaking up
like she
behind
sees Duvaniel touching it.
Like I didn't really want to see it anyway.
I think if she does follow her, it's more like she was checking up on her, making sure.
Yeah, I feel like there's a really healthy team dynamic here.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a good dynamic. Mostly because, yeah, no, it's gonna be terrible. Okay. Yeah. What does that do exactly?
Once this land was part of the kingdom of Rovanian.
I did hear some of it.
Okay, you weren't paying attention though, so now I'm gonna just say the whole thing again.
Got it.
The kingdom fell, but some traces still remain. The Kingstone is one of those. It's a small pillar of rock sitting atop a low hill overlooking the Anduin, facing west. On top of the pillar, there is a skull of some great beast. Some say a dragon. Legends tell of how the princes and the warriors of the kingdom of Rovanian swore oaths upon the stone before embarking on adventures or wars. And some say that the dragon will roar when touched by the hand of the true king of the Northmen.
That would be amazing.
The
Do I
touch
have to roll a Gandalf for that? Like, what do I have to roll for that?
the touch of many hands has worn these skulls smooth, because it's a tradition for visitors to the stone to put their sword hand upon it for luck. Since this is your first visit to the Kingstone, touching the Kingstone is said to bring good fortune. You gain 3 points of hope.
Yeah. I'm doing that.
All right. Okie dokie.
Does the dragon roar?
It does not, as you are neither a Northman nor
Oh, man.
qualified to be a king for other biological reasons. All right, guys. Well, that's where we're going to start for the night. Congratulations on surviving.
Yay!
Getting Lamp of Balthi back. So when we start up next session, we'll do a year-end fellowship phase. We'll do a wheel and woe tables, and we will begin the year 2962 of the Third Age.
Dun, 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 dun.
If I